Where the hell is a Waffle House around here?
I
The
don't
next Riffs and Rhythms Festival. Cannot confirm or deny. Could be
It
a
could be
1 or
anyone.
2 day event,
Yes,
possibly.
but it's going to be
Also.
good. Whatever it is,
Yes.
it's going to be freaking awesome.
Waffle House parking lot.
And when you go to the ticket counter, like, well, would you like your seat smothered, covered, or? Hey, how are you, ladies and gentlemen?
This
Welcome
is to
the. Oh, that's the worst one ever. All right, how about this?
This stays in. No, it started.
How about this? Hey, it's the what podcast are we on?
We're off our rhythm here. So he's been
Yeah,
gone so
we
long.
gotta get
that-
more riffy about it.
Yes, this is the Riffs and Rhythms podcast. I'm Paul Robertson. This guy is.
I am the Kevin McLaughlin.
Yes.
How you doing, everybody?
So welcome back to the episode here. Thanks for listening and watching on the B3 Podcast Network. Or
Oh, you didn't even talk about any of that.
I know.
Last
I
week.
know. We have to insert that later. I guess So
Oh, that's what you said to her.
that's what she said later. Later. Yeah, not now, but later. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, watching all our shows here, Riffs and Rhythms. Again, if you're watching, also we're currently streaming this episode on the Kevin McLaughlin
The
fan
Kevin
page.
McLaughlin
Yeah,
Podcast
exclusive.
Network.
He's taking over. We got Ghost of the Ox taking over this one, and then Kevin's taking over that one. Who
Yeah, the
knows?
Kevin McLaughlin Subscribers Network.
That's
on
right.
Facebook.
Yeah. So thanks for listening and watching and hanging out with us. So last week we left off. We were talking all about your trip and asking all sorts of interesting points of experiences of what things you had to eat, what you went to go visit, and hanging talking about the musicians, talking about people hanging out in the pubs. But I think the one thing we didn't kind of really get into was what was it like driving on the other side of the road there? I mean, I know you normally do that only when you're drunk, but how was it when you're doing it sober in the UK?
Thoroughly exhilarating. I mean, severely. Well, first off, we go to pick up the rental car, and their parking spots, like space is clearly at a premium in the UK because they're parking like they have far less room to maneuver. The parking spots are the same width as the cars. Like when you go to get in your car, like you can just open it up a quarter of the way, and you got to kind of like mail yourself in because there's a car right next to it. Crazy. And then you go to I'm sitting on the right side and hold on to a steering wheel. That's disconcerting the first day. And then now you got to negotiate this parking lot that's like a quarter of the size of an American parking lot. And if you
Did you rent a car?
yeah, we rented
Was
a
it
car.
a tiny little European car?
It was by European standards, it was fairly large, but by United States standards, it was pretty small. So it was some sort of MG hybrid.
Some kind of machine gun? They don't got
It
those
was
over
like
there.
what they would call in the United States an SAC, whatever that stands for. Like smaller than SUV and bigger than tiny car.
I've not
It's,
heard of that.
it's like a hatchback.
Like a crossover.
Like a
Okay,
crossover.
okay.
Yeah, there
I
you
got
go.
you. Okay.
Crossover.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we pull out, and it's like trying to figure out what side of the road you're supposed to be on. And there's one-way streets and turns. Like, do we go that way? Do we go that way? It was wild.
Wait, I'm sorry, Tracy. Did you say SUC?
SAC.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't sure. You said
Suck or
small-
sack?
Yeah, was there a subliminal? You
sack
told me that
car.
suck.
Maybe that's not
Yeah.
a term that got
SUC.
used. Anyway,
Small
for a
utility
while
crossover.
it's smaller than an SUV. They called it an
Yeah,
SUV.
Small usable car.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. Small usable vehicle.
Yes.
SUV.
Yeah. So the wheel is on the steering wheel is on the right side.
Yeah, just sitting in the car in the passenger seat and there's a steering wheel, that's weird. And then you get on the road and the roads are way different. Everybody on the road behaves, well, they're very polite. These English are very polite. And unless you're a nanosecond slow on jumping on the green light, then they're all over you.
Oh.
That's because they give you a warning.
So there's something that we need to adopt in the United States. there's no yellow. Like if it's going to turn red, there's no yellow. But while it's red, it turns yellow to let you know that it's about to turn green. So like,
But from green, it just turns red immediately.
yeah.
So,
But does that act like a yellow in the sense of people still go through at the very end anyway?
No.
People follow. So in England, I heard, because I have a friend from England, he said that it's like, for driving school, it's actually a lot more rigorous than in America. You have to go to actual school for driving.
Yeah, unless you are
for
a
a license.
highly skilled driver, do not touch a steering wheel in the UK. Like seriously, you will die.
You will die.
You will die.
No.
Like I am telling you that if you took like the average American driver,
You're still here? Did you
I
not
am a
drive?
highly skilled driver.
Oh,
Let me
okay.
tell you that
Okay.
right now.
come on, then. You
That
know who you're
is
talking
not,
to?
that-
Come on.
and I can drive.
Okay.
But like I was telling this story like the first week we were there. Like if this stuff was in America, like there would be a huge pile of cars in the middle of every roundabout. Like people would be dead everywhere. Like the average skill level of the driver in the United States would be dead within days. Like you really need to be able to drive. You have to be a highly skilled driver.
I want to know your tips for driving on the right side in the car, because a little tidbit about my life is I'm saving up to buy a Japanese mini truck, which you're gonna, in America, obviously you're still going to be on the right side, but you drive those trucks on the right side of the
right-hand
vehicle.
drive. Okay.
And so that's something I'm going to have to get used to.
Well, the thing that I noticed the most is it required constant focus to stay in the proper spot in the lane.
Yeah.
Because when I started relaxing and letting my attention, you know,
Forget.
I would forget, and my subconscious would try to put my body in the spot in the lane where it's used to being, which puts half the car in the other lane.
Yeah.
And that caused problems. I would be hearing like beep, beep, beep. So yeah, it required like constant focus in order to stay in the. It wasn't until about 3 weeks in where I got comfortable and it was easier to do.
Oh, Jesus.
Tracy,
I can understand why it would take almost a month to get comfortable
man.
with that.
But
That
the
is
other
a
thing,
change.
the other thing too is like, of course, we're leaving the airport, so we're on big highways, and you know the biggest highway we were on, which was the M5 or the M25, it has 2 lanes this way and 2 lanes that way, but like imagine you're driving 70 miles an hour, and the speed limits there are different too. Because like the speed limit there, like if you drive this fast consistently, you might live. Like you don't go over that. Yeah, and the car actually knows how fast you're going. And where's my phone? When you exceed the speed limit, you get an English lady that says you are over the speed limit.
Oh, wow.
Wait, the cars are governed?
The cars are governed, yeah.
They're not governed, but you get a recording that says that you're going too fast, and the car starts dinging at you like you've taken off the like you know.
Was
when
this a
you
fancy modern car?
No,
Well, It's just yeah, I heard that was something that they were going to start applying to California, actually. A law that applies that.
It's just the driver assist mode on the speed limit. Did you hear that?
Not over the speed limit.
you are over the speed limit, is what it says. And every time you're like even 1 mile an hour, and they measure it in miles an hour. It's not kilometers per hour.
That's surprising, actually. I thought it was.
Yeah, I figured it would be all kilometers. It doesn't even have the dual gauge like we do here. It's just straight up miles per hour. But like you're driving down the road, like it's I-95, and and the speed limit's 70, and all of a sudden you see a sign the speed limit's 30, and then there's a roundabout, like in the middle of what would be I-95, like the M25 has got a roundabout. Sometimes the roundabouts are so big they've got a town in the middle.
I guess what we do is just drive around this circle here. It should be the second left exit. There's the hotel. Hey, look, kids! There's Big Ben and there's Parliament.
Or a four-way divided highway going through it.
Wow.
Crazy.
Would you
And
say they, with all this stuff, that they are safer drivers? Or did the result feel about the same?
I would say that they are much better drivers than here.
Yeah.
Because it was complete cacophony and helter-skelter craziness, but nobody hit each other.
So they all like knew the sequence,
Yeah.
even though it seemed like chaotic.
It was it didn't seem chaotic.
It was
insane.
Well, I feel like it might seem even more insane just because you're.
Even once I got used to it, it was way out there.
Well, I mean, but you had to get used to it. You weren't like raised in it, so to them, it might be normal. But since you're going there, it's insane.
Well, they're trained. They're much more highly trained drivers
Yeah.
than we are. There's no question about that.
they might come here and think we're insane.
Oh,
Like, what the hell? Nobody
bring
knows how to
a-
drive here.
I want to see.
Oh,
okay.
Nobody knows how to drive here.
I want to see an Englishman come and drive in Florida.
oh, they would be at ease. They could do it with one eye closed and two arms tied behind their back. It's so easy to drive here compared to there. Even the parking lots, like you could park 3 cars sideways in England in one of our parking spots. Like it's crazy. And the thing that I kept saying when we were driving, like Tracy would be like losing her mind, like we're gonna die. I'm like, but look, we have inches. And
Wow, I could say so much right there.
What does that mean?
that was my pickup line in high school. Look, babe, we got inches.
we got inches.
Who is we?
No, but when you every time
Speak about myself in the third person.
every time you're in an interaction on the road, it seems like there's no way that these two vehicles can fit through the space. But it turns out that there would be inches between us. And the first time we went off the beaten path to go to a pub, we programmed the address in, and they've got a super cool system of addresses. You don't even need the address. They've got an 8-digit satellite navigation code. They call it the sat nav. You just type in the sat nav. Well, it's 4 and 3, so it's 7 digits.
Is this like a layer on top of GPS?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can go into your GPS app and just type in these 7 digits, and it'll go straight give you the spot right there. So very cool, better than what we got. You don't need the address. You don't confuse it with 26 Maple Street, 2,000 miles away. It's just that one spot. Yeah, it's really cool. But anyway, the first time we went off the beaten path to go to this pub, we got a recommendation, and the GPS is telling me to turn down this place. And I'm like, that's not even a fox trail. There's no way a car can fit on that. So I passed it. And then it recalculated and sent us right back to the same spot. So I'm like, okay, I guess we drive into this. And it was, by their standards, a road. Very well paved. But we're in a small car. Picture us in a Kia Sportage is about the size of this thing. And we're driving down a road that is the same width as the car. And there's hedges on either side, right? So this 10-foot hedges on either side of the road. And the rear view mirrors are in the hedge on both sides. And you're driving, and you look at the dashboard, and it says the speed limit is 60 miles an hour.
Oh, God.
And it's a 2-way road. There's 2-way traffic on this road.
How do you let people get around you?
So, yeah, the first time we did that, luckily, it didn't happen because we would have had no idea what to do. And we got to this place. But turns out, many of the country roads there are like this. And if you Google up a picture of the English countryside, you'll see vacant lots or fields with hedges marking the boundaries of all the properties. Well, those hedges are actually the roads. And it's tree tunnel city. The whole country is a tree tunnel. Huh. And I would say what would you say the percentage of roads that were encased in trees? 40%? Yeah, half the roads were fully encased in foliage on 360 degrees. But turns out in very convenient locations, there's these little ruts where you can kind of like shove your car up into the hedge. So there's like almost enough room for a car to go by. There was one time where both cars, we had to fold our mirrors in, and we're both looking outside and inching forward and going past each other like this. And we made it through.
So is this like a game of chicken?
Yes.
Yeah, so what happens if you meet another car somewhere like 5 miles away from one of those little...
Somebody's got to back up a long way. Yeah.
We did it.
Yeah. But imagine you're on a twisty, turny road. You can't see more than 100 feet in front of you. You're going 60 miles an hour.
Oh.
And then there's a car coming. You've got like half the amount of reaction time that is maximum capacity for a human.
It's a good thing you
to
play a lot of GTA.
slam on the brakes. I did. That's where I really became a good driver. Is a Gran Turismo. We had every
That's
car
not
they made in the garage.
Gran Turismo and GTA are two different games.
Oh, are they really? Well, that shows you how much I know.
Gran Turismo
He's a
is
good
an
driver.
actual.
He's a good driver, but he doesn't get drive and beat up people.
Yeah, GTA is like you're stealing cars.
Oh no, I'll play that too. I'm not into that. You running whores over.
That's
on
his
the
real
road.
life.
That's his real life.
Well,
Oh,
they were
no.
protesting.
That's
Yeah.
what he did in the UK. They're still trying to extradite him back.
So it was. I mean, literally. And then we're driving down the road, and my subconscious is trying to shove the car off to the left, and now Tracy's got the hedges are hitting the windshield right in front of her face, and she's like lose. Yeah, she's
into the bushes. It's a stone wall.
a stone wall. Yeah, like built 1,000 years
Jackson?
ago.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, everywhere you go, stone walls covered with foliage.
Jackson?
Yep. Jackson.
See, our stone wall's a little natural.
He doesn't have anything growing on him yet.
Yeah, he's
Shirt's growing out.
Just shirts.
Growing merch.
So yeah, she's freaking out, Finally, she ends up driving for whatever reason, and then I'm in the passenger seat, and I'm realizing why she's freaking out. It's because it feels like the hedges is right here. Crazy.
Now, where was this though?
So,
what
Like
town?
everywhere.
These roads sound like they're not intended for cars.
No, these roads were hewn out by horses 1,400 years ago or 2,000 years ago.
These sound like bicycle paths.
They are. Like bicycle paths are like, the bicycle path that's on Green River Parkway? That's luxurious compared to these roads. I'm telling you the truth. I don't like these people can drive.
That's kind of. So definitely an experience.
Oh,
For
man,
sure.
There was no such thing as falling asleep on the way home late
What
at
was-
night after a gig. Because
What was
it
gas prices like?
What did we pay to fill up the car? Well, it was. I don't know. They sell the gas. They don't have gasoline. They have petrol.
Petrol.
And they do sell the gas by kilometers, which is weird.
No, they sell it by
How many kilometers of gas do you want?
Yeah.
What is it? What is it?
Liters.
Oh, liters.
Yeah, liters. Yeah.
Sorry.
They don't sell it by the kilometer. They sell it by the
It's a
liter.
really funny idea.
I don't know. I don't know.
Excuse me,
I
man.
bought
That's a
about
lot of
12
gas.
feet of
That's a lot of
gas.
petrol.
Yeah. How
I
far
don't
do you want to
know.
go? Oh, we'll give you 200
Yeah.
kilometers.
He said he was 100 centimeters.
Would you like $200 worth of 200 kilometers worth of petrol? That'll be 600 pounds.
Imagine walking into like racetrack with $5 and be like, yeah, I want 13 feet.
Oh, you know what the best part of gas stations are? They sell liquor there.
Everywhere.
That's where you buy your liquor is at the gas station.
Is that how they get
Because
through this?
everybody knows that you run out of liquor at the same time as you run out of gas and you need
True.
more.
Keep you going for
Hard
real.
liquor. Hard liquor.
Yeah. That's where we bought most of our liquor was at the gas station at the M&S.
Oh, so let me speak about jump to liquor now. I was going to ask you last week was what was your, did you stay true to your Jack?
Well, the second time we went to Sunday brunch, they had a really fancy menu of local whiskeys. And I wanted to experience an English whiskey.
Okay.
and we bought this stuff that tasted like marinated Band-Aids.
Marinated in what? Alcohol?
Bodily fluids. It was awful. It tasted like take a piece of old wood from the bottom of the forest under the leaves and put a Band-Aid on it and then like make a tea out of it. That's what it tasted like.
And make a tea out of it.
Yeah, it was awful. I drank it all though. I'll let you know that.
I'm not letting this
So
go to
yeah,
waste.
so here's the thing: when you go to a bar, a pub in the UK, and you order a whiskey, well, they don't even know how to pronounce it. They're like, is a Bourbon?
Bourbon.
A Bourbon? You wanted Bourbon? Yeah,
Right, you're looking for American.
Yeah.
Right.
So, like, do you have Jack Daniels? Most of the places had Jack Daniels in stock. If they didn't have Jack Daniels, they would have Woodford Reserve, or what was the other one?
Okay.
Bullet. So those are the three kind of bourbons they had in stock, and they would give you like you order a double, and it's 2 fingers. Like a straight up shot. And there's a picture on the Facebook page, my Facebook page, of like a cube of ice that would fill this glass, and then this much bourbon at the bottom. It's like, this is a double.
You're
What?
watering that down, Joe. Big time.
Well, I know why. Because you got to be able to drive. There's no getting in the car all hammered because you won't even make it out the parking lot.
Well, wait. So a shot is a ounce and a half normal.
I don't know what a shot is in England, but it's 1 finger.
Well,
A double is 2 fingers with the ice in there.
If she's lucky, it's 2. But an ounce and a half. What's the I don't know. What's the math to it, right? That's I thought universal. When
British shots are teeny weeny. Like you put an
Weenie
ounce.
Hut Junior shots.
You put they've got the same
top.
same kind of
Right, yeah.
chrome,
right.
shot
like
measurer thing, but
Yeah.
it's really thick, like a bar glass for beer. It's really thick on the inside or something because there's like
Was this consistent across pubs, or was it just
always everywhere. You order a double, you pay £10 for a double Jack Daniels, and you get half this much, half of that.
Wow?
Yeah, it was horrifying.
What's the pound to dollar ratio? Is it end up being cheaper?
Nope, because the dollar is 74 pence. So 100 pence make a pound. So it's like pennies and dollars, same there as here. But we're 74% of a pound.
So we're being.
So the dollar is weak compared to the pound. Mm-hmm. But like if you think of a pound as a dollar, everything costs about the same. But
75% the same.
But when you convert it to dollars, you realize, holy crap, that's expensive. But it's really, a pound in England buys the same amount as what a dollar in the United States would buy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. So,
Was it a pain to convert your money? Did you bring dollars and convert it there?
Yeah.
And then
first
did
off,
you get paid in
both
local currency?
Both. Like the first thing that we did was I took about $100 and at the airport and I converted it to pounds, and they raped me.
Is it just an office that you walk to that's like, I want to convert this?
It's a kiosk, like a coffee kiosk. They got a conversion kiosk. And they totally raped me with like 25% fee.
Wow.
And then we asked
The foreigner fee.
where can we get it at a better deal? Like, just go to the post office. And they gave us a great deal at 20%. So, but I got paid for the shows in pounds. So then I had, pounds that I didn't have to pay to convert. And we used them all while we were there because we needed to. They're no good here.
Makes sense. Rather than trying to convert it back and lose your money on it.
Well, I wonder what it would cost if you brought the pounds back here and then converted it here.
You get $1.24 or whatever, 26. Yeah.
But without the fee of the converting?
No, certainly
you
I would lose
still-
another 25% on it. That's why I
It's
spent
the same. You couldn't get a better deal here, maybe?
I don't know. We were trying to work the system when we went to a bank. Like there was a HBC bank like we have here,
You know what I would have done? I would have converted to crypto. I'm serious. That would have.
Yeah, but you got to imagine we're going into pubs that just got
No,
electricity
I meant
like a
not
year
for
ago.
your spending money, but I meant.
That'd be like, what the fuck is a
No,
crypto?
I'm not talking about. I'm
Fuck
not talking
off,
about.
Americans.
I'm not talking about for your daily spending money. I'm talking about when you want to bring back whatever you have left.
You know
over.
what? Next time we go, we'll take you for our crypto advising.
You would have probably saved some money if you did that. Yeah.
No, I don't.
For real?
I'm sure. No, because you know what? We would have the conversion fee from British pounds to crypto, and then we'd have the conversion fee from crypto to USDT, and then we'd have the conversion fee from USDT
Be
to
a lot
USD.
less than 25%
and
twice.
We would have to do three things instead of just spend our money while we're there and have nothing to do. So that's a great idea. Let's use 10 different platforms and give them all a percentage instead of just handing them back their own pounds.
Do you take Apple Pay?
They do everywhere.
Really?
And that was better than here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the card readers work great there. You just hold, you
Nice.
just like wave your card and the thing goes beep. It's not here where you got like take your card and rub it all over the thing.
Wallet or anything, just my phone everywhere.
Yeah,
It's
most
typically
places
how
are
I do
cashless.
now.
They don't even take cash. We had to ask, do you take cash? Oh no, we're just completely cashless here.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then they would
That's
just,
illegal here.
and they
isn't
would,
it?
they would, no, it's not.
Yeah, I don't think it's illegal because there's some places that are cashless here.
They
Yeah.
would just hand you the wireless thing, and you just boop.
They don't give it to you and ask you for a tip either.
Yeah, no tipping over there,
The gratuity
It's
is
all
already
included,
in.
right?
Yeah.
except for the baristas at
Oh.
Starbucks wanted a tip, but we didn't give it to them.
Tell you about it and you can refuse to pay.
Yeah. So you're in your Sunday roast,
Yeah,
and you got your bill. There was did you tip?
no
or-
tipping.
No tip.
There wasn't even the opportunity to tip.
So
I
is-
have heard.
right because it's included right in whatever the price.
So, yeah, some places included a what percentage was it? Like 10%. They included it,
Service fee,
but
and
they
it was
warned
separate.
you
It
ahead of
wasn't
time.
in the cost of the meal.
Okay. Right.
It was separate, and they would say they would show it to you. But most of the time, they just handed you the machine this way.
Right.
Not
And that's
like-
why a lot of people say when they come here to the U.S., people feel like they get gypped because Europeans don't normally tip like we hear and do in the U.S.
know that they're
Well, the
Yeah,
pay
it's
structure is different.
different for
Apparently, their wait staff gets paid well.
All right.
They don't need tips. Here, we don't pay our wait staff at all.
Yeah, and we it's all relied on tips, right?
we
Sure.
tipped, and the lady was
So yeah,
Yeah.
Hey, but no tax on tips though.
Did I go through?
I don't know.
no, there is tax on tips. Officially, there's tax on tips. So there was a bunch of shows, but one like what you asked me, or like last week, you asked me what were my favorite shows. So we're in this town called Froome, and your favorite podcaster, what's his name?
Brad Brock?
Yes, he's been to Froome. And how long did that take before we mentioned Brad? There should be like
I thought it was a trick
we
question.
need to
actually.
contact Vegas. Like, what's the over and under on whether or not we're going to mention Brad Brock during the first 10 minutes? But
Well, real quick here. So he is still watching.
Okay.
Or he may not be actually right now because
he's probably got shit to do.
no, he says I literally drank a bottle of bourbon during this.
Oh, yeah. And,
So he's probably pretty.
he didn't
fucked
even
up.
finish the post. He just passed out in the middle of the post. He meant to type this podcast, but he fell asleep in the middle.
So he probably missed his plug.
Right.
So yeah, so you're in Froome.
He's back. He just typed.
Oh, he did?
He
Okay.
heard you guys talking about him.
Welcome
His
back,
balls
Brad.
tingled.
It's got to be weird for him because he's done his show, right? And he's watching and doing hosting and all the other stuff. Is how often he gets to be the one injecting into the comments and so forth.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah. Brad is actually commenting.
Yeah.
On, that's got to be. But we don't have a special BR 549 number to text us and contact us like Brad does.
Yeah,
He's fancy.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, I was talking about something.
Yeah, Froome.
Oh, Froome. Okay, so I played at the Sun Inn in Froome, and it was awesome. I was the supporting act for a band called Judas Goat and the Bellwether, and their hit single is like a rub on Trump. So it's kind of cool to hear the British how American politics get filtered into the British society. They're fixated on us. It's crazy.
It's a reality TV show over here.
They have way better things to do than.
It is a reality TV show over here.
Yeah. So we're hanging out in Frome, walking around, and we end up walking into a pub like we did nearly every day.
Did anybody ask you where are you from?
No, but they came up on their bike next to me and they went Frome, Frome, Frome.
No.
From me.
Yeah, no, it's called Frome. And thanks, Brad, for the heads up because I was able to pronounce it properly and I didn't get labeled as a tourist until I spent a little more time there. But so we're in this pub, super cool pub. I noticed they got a stage, like they got this little raised stage, which is pretty good. And I walk up to the bar and I'm like, "You guys got a good stage," and he's like, "That's not it. It's over there." And then it's way bigger, like this huge stage. And I was like, "Wow, this is great! You got an awesome stage." So we're hanging out, talking to the bartender in this place called the Tunnels in Frome, and he's like, "Why are you here?" We told him the whole story. He's like, "Oh, you got stuff on Spotify?" So he's playing my music at like 150 decibels in the bar on this giant sound system they got. And they got a straight up for real sound system. And turns out this guy's the owner and he falls in love with my music, ends up hiring me to perform that following Thursday night. And it was one of the more fun shows because it was full of locals.
Okay.
It's full of locals. Like one of them, I don't even want to go into who they were and what they were doing, but it was the most local color we had gotten since we were there the entire time. It was the coolest part of the trip, really. And thanks, Barry, for being a great host. Barry Lawrence, the owner of the Tunnels. Totally rocks. He'll be the reason why I go back.
Good. So was this the location where the guys were fighting over trying to buy you a drink?
Nope, that was a different city.
Okay. Oh.
But that was Bristol. But yeah, and he's telling us this story about how he just took this pub over, which has probably been open for 1,700 years. He just took it over in January, and we used to be called 23 because there's 23 Frome Street, but he changed it to the Tunnels because they were like, you take over a bar, you explore every nook and cranny, and they opened this trap door. And it goes down into the tunnels of like catacombs from the 12th century and secret tunnels from the Roman Empire that they built this city on top of. And, he's like, it was really disappointing because they filled it all with fill so that the buildings on top don't crush them and nobody dies and all that. So he's in business for 3 months and he's telling me this story about how every cop in town, like you hardly ever see a police officer there, but and that was true all over England. Like they don't have much of a police force. They just catch you on camera and then send you a bill if you're being disobedient. But
you getting chased by the bobbies?
I didn't get chased by the bobbies, although they did put me in the stocks at Corfe Castle. But all the cops in town come in to talk to this guy, Barry, who owns this place called the Tunnels. And he's like, your secret's out. Everybody's talking about it. You're having secret raves down in the tunnels. And, it's not allowed. You can't do that. It's against code and, blah, blah, blah. It's just illegal. You can't be doing that. And so he just tells me, like, I just let him go on and on and on about all their eyewitnesses and how they know for a fact this is what's going on. Finally he says, "Would you like to see the tunnels?" And they're like, "Yeah, absolutely. We have to investigate this." So he opens a trap door in the stage and they go down this ladder and there's nowhere to go because it's all filled and there's rats scurrying everywhere and spider webs covering everything. And it's like just a small room and everything's filled with sand and rocks so that the town doesn't cave in. And they're like, "Oh, sorry."
So does that mean they
Nothing
have
going on here?
They believe that there are raves going on in a different tunnel?
I don't know. But he was laughing the whole
two
time
people.
he's telling me this story.
It's like two people in a boombox.
But I said, like, listen, you've only been open this long, and you've got rumors that bring the cops in. You're
That's
doing
perfect,
it right, man.
Yeah. Bad
So,
news,
yeah.
good news is any news, right?
So thanks, Barry, for
Yeah.
being awesome. Love you, man. I
Shout
got
out Barry.
I got an English brother now in Barry. Lawrence, yeah.
Whoa. I'm surprised that Irish and
That's very cool.
Yeah, that's
The
I
tunnel
think,
shall go
I think
down in
those
infamy.
I think those divisions have long been sorted.
Oh, look at you picking up the vernacular.
I have picked up some vernacular.
Yeah, look at you. So cool. I mean, it's sound like it's definitely something that you made some connections. You said last week you felt like it was a success. Achieving.
It was a success. I mean, it was a
those things.
first tour,
Yeah.
so it was not
Yeah.
lucrative, but the intention was to set up future
Mm-hmm.
lucrative trips, and I believe we're well on the way.
Well, I think if anything, right, and I know we were chatting with Dottie a little bit about her little tours she was going to take in the summer, but having something of that stature under your belt to proclaim, say, look, promote yourself, toured this and did that and so forth, right?
Yeah, the fact that I've got something like that going on, my social media numbers have gone off the charts. Like my YouTube channel is like a 34,000% improvement over the month before. So it's just crazy the attention that you get when you're doing insanely expensive stuff. Right?
Yeah.
So
It's almost like money makes the world go round.
oh my gosh, that can't be true. So yeah,
I thought it was tacos.
well,
Yeah.
we did have tacos for
that
dinner,
too, right?
so it could be true.
Authentic or like Taco Bell tacos?
I don't know. We went to Papa Chulo's.
I've never been.
It
but
was-
That sounds
I've
authentic.
heard English people call them tacos.
It was mildly authentic.
Mm,
The guac was pretty good though.
authentic.
I just need cilantro on my tacos, and I'm happy. I love cilantro.
I was in the mood for some crunchy.
So you asked me last week about something about my heritage and golfing.
Yes, and I believe I just hit a nerve when I did. that.
You did. So you
I
were
was here, I
questioning my.
witnessed
I think he's being defensive because he's not that good of a golfer. Maybe.
Well, no, I actually am not. So, but that's still, being good at being golfing and still being part of your heritage. It doesn't, right?
Somebody has to be bad so other people can win.
Yeah, of course, right. So while you were gone, I did go golfing. That's why I asked you if you do golf. I went golfing with our good buddy Chris from Knox and Dunn.
Oh, can Chris golf?
Oh, Chris, yeah. Oh, yeah. He actually said, he goes, he didn't know that I golfed.
Oh,
And I go, well, I said, so we went golfing recently, and I said, yeah, sure, I golf, and I'll go out there and I haven't golfed in a while, but yeah, I like to golf every so often. And and I'll tell you, been at least probably a year since I've last golfed. Everything ached. My hands actually were very sore. 'Cause again,
before you started?
no, after.
There's lube
well,
for
yeah,
that.
well, it's called arthritis.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh,
You're
sorry.
gripping it too hard.
Well, yeah.
So, but yeah, Chris golfs and very regularly, and so we were hanging out there golfing a couple Sundays ago and so forth. So that's why I ask you, if you golf or you attempt to.
I don't
Yeah,
golf, but I will. I have golfed.
you do a lot of drinking, but and sometimes golf gets in the way.
Well, I have drank before, and I have also golfed before, but I've drank more often than I golfed. But my brother's bachelor party was a golf game. When I went out to visit my son in California, I went and golfed there in Southern California, and I get it. Like I actually hit a perfect drive in Southern California, and I get it. It's like it's the same kind of vibe like when you're trying to play a video game and you can't get to the next level, and then you finally do. It's like that same kind of feeling when you hit the ball right. So I get it. I get why so many people are addicted to it, because you got to hit a target You got to hit a target that's this big, that's 600 yards away, with a projectile that's that big, that never goes the way you try to hit it.
Stay on target. Stay on
on
target.
target.
So yeah, so that was some of the stuff that we did while you were gone, and quite a. What's that?
I have never golfed before.
What?
Real golf.
Like actually,
real golf, yeah.
Except you should play it like an American
mini
with
golf.
pants on, not like the Scottish do. I can't imagine.
I don't know. I feel like the kilt
it's
would make it
breezy.
easier. Like make
It's
it a little
breezy
bit more.
in the UK. Like
Yeah.
how
It'll give you a
sweaty
bit of,
are the balls of the Scottish that they need to wear a
wouldn't you like to
not
know?
sweaty at all because they got that breeze.
yeah, not sweaty at all. Although Irish wear kilts as
Sweaty
well,
balls.
so it's cold as hell. Even in the summertime, we had to huddle together for survival.
They got shriveled balls.
Seriously.
in Ireland.
Yeah, no doubt. You don't have to worry about them banging against your thighs because those
Yeah,
things
they're
are
just shriveled
sucked
up.
up in.
Stuck.
That's why, because Irish and Scottish people have such huge balls. You can't run with those things dangling. You got to open them to the cold air so they shrink inside, and
the
you can
only
actually
way.
run with an even gait.
That's the
Babe,
only
dinner's
way.
ready.
Oh,
Hold
without
on,
all
I'm
that
outside shrinking my balls.
counterbalance.
I'll be in a minute.
That's what it is.
And then just imagine all of those people in Florida now too, right?
It's no wonder there's
They
so many
can't.
tripping hazards here. There's not even anything in the way. You're just tripping on your own Irish
Loose,
balls.
hanging.
He's hanging fruit.
Yeah,
Fruit of the loom.
The low-hanging fruit is not talking about trees, I'll tell you that.
So yeah, so there was a lot of stuff that was like, yeah, geez, like I said, you've gone so long, and almost forgot who you were, and I had put
know.
a sign up at Guitar Center looking for a new
He
host.
started commenting on
this
on
dude
my
almost
post, so
defected.
I would remember who
What?
he was.
Said he almost defected.
Yeah, it was close to
he wasn't
defecting,
coming back. Yeah.
but the American embassy in London wouldn't let me in. So.
We checked out one Saturday night was, I think it was Memorial Day weekend, was we went down to see Russ and Jim in Metal Luscious out at Connolly's out in Pipers.
Oh, very cool. How was the show?
A great show. Had a great time. Place, of course, they're always bringing the crowd, and it was packed. And so again, it's like we've talked about this, like with when the musician has a night off, and you show up at somebody else's show, they're very appreciative, and that you've come out. And now again, to me, obviously I'm not in that position, to where I'm not busy. But yeah, I wanted to come down and see this.
But you got a gig coming up.
Yeah, that's right. I got a gig coming up July 11th at Cobb's Landing with me and Mike Farrow. So we're going to be doing a little duo action there. Batman.
Are you going
and
to
Robin.
play the pitch slap, or are you going to use a drum set?
I don't know. We still haven't quite locked that down if we're going to do cajon acoustic stuff, or if we do the little drum.
You
kit
could use
action.
one cajon on each butt cheek, and then you would have cajones.
That's right. I can.
It's going to be a hot day. He's going to be playing maracas. That's percussion still, right?
You could tie those maracas to your to your belt and hang them underneath your kilt, and let them bang on your knees.
Yeah, my maracas bring all the boys to the yard.
Oh yeah. Oh baby.
So yeah, so we got the actually upcoming show there. So doing a little fill-in action for Mike so maybe it's a good get me back into into
pushing
all
the
that.
right
Yeah,
direction.
Yeah, so yeah,
And so then when you go to see other bands, they'll actually recognize you as
it's
a
like,
peer.
oh hey, you're legit, and you actually do play.
But
the
so
drums.
to digress, you were at the
Metal Luscious?
Metal Luscious show.
yeah, so yeah, had a good time. Great, like I said, again, great crowd, and they do all the songs. Rush puts on he's good frontman style, and all the guys are definitely Jim and everybody there. Saw Bobby there, our guest, a couple weeks ago, and
He was there.
He was there, and and then it was nice that again we were hanging out up front, close to the stage towards the end, and Russ gave us a shout out there about the podcast stuff, and and so forth, and so yeah, so it's all about checking it again. If you love 80s stuff, they put on a great show, very energetic. It's a good time feel, again, checking and listening to all the 80s music.
A good time feel.
Yeah, yeah. Have you had one of those before? You've never had a
Sounds
good
like
time?
something
They've got
you get
whole
when you
ad
go to
campaigns to try to discourage
Thailand.
that sort of thing.
That's right, man.
It sounds like something you order when you're in
Yeah,
Thailand.
no means
Yeah.
no. It's not a good time feel anymore.
Oh,
like
no,
the
yeah.
70s.
Yeah.
That's right underneath the dirty hot.
Dirty hot Louisiana,
Louisiana.
chicken.
That's the next thing underneath on the menu.
Good time feel.
That's right. That's afterwards.
Yeah. Oh, and another point of interest about the UK,
Oh yeah.
they don't even have screens on their windows.
What do you mean?
Like you open the window and it's
Oh,
just open
screen,
to the.
right? Screens.
There's no
'cause
bug
Yeah,
screens.
they don't have to worry about.
Oh.
The
They don't even
mosquitoes.
have bugs there.
I was thinking car windows still. You
no,
mean
like if
in
you're in the
building?
building and you want to open a window, you just push it open
It's just
and there's
open
no
to the
screen.
outside.
It's just straight out to the outside. It's almost like
That's
wow,
cool.
That's cool. Like bugs are so not a problem here that you don't have to have screens on your windows.
That could almost be a whole reason to move there.
That
Could be
for real.
actually, just to get away from the
Yeah,
mosquitoes.
no humidity. and
Guys, mark
bugs.
that down as the realest shit Paul ever said.
Yeah, except
Just
for the
now,
fact
after
that it's
2 years.
Yeah,
except for the fact that it's 45 degrees at night in the summertime.
awesome. I love it.
Yeah, yeah, because he's
I'm
always
down for
wearing his
that.
he's wearing his hoodie all the time, man.
Yep, Devin lives in that hoodie. He has like 4 hoodies that he hibernates in. You know which hoodie you know what season it is based on the hoodie that he's
Oh.
wearing.
It's got the thin hoodies for the summer and the thick hoodies for the winter.
And then he has the special hoodie for the spring and fall lineup. You know,
Ooh.
Oh, no. I didn't know you were a
We'll have
model.
to have you
I didn't
do
know
the
you were
runway,
modeling.
the hoodie
that's right.
runway
Yeah,
for
the
us.
hoodie runway. And yes, this is the Ghost in the Oxen. He is sporting the oversized hoodie with
the oversized hoodie with
in-
the
pockets, pocket the fronts.
Work that runway, baby. Look at that. Look at Devin go.
Then I strut.
Look at the look at the style.
He's keeping quiet over there. He
Too
doesn't know what
embarrassed.
to, yeah, no, he doesn't know what to
I don't know
say.
what- I'm
He's
trying to
got no
think
We
of
talk
funny.
about his indentured servants and he's fine. But you
Yeah.
talk about him on the runway, it's another story.
He's just thinking about did I leave enough food for them in there? Dude, you're fucked up, man. And you go to church?
You go to church for real. Yeah.
Yeah, he does sound at church for
only if I
redemption.
get paid.
Ah,
He
yeah,
does
see?
sound
There you
at
go.
church for
Like
redemption.
you've got a short surface, right? Because I got people in cages need fed.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the church is, indentured service
got
and the
money.
church goes hand in hand, right?
Yep.
The what?
They taught him to stick.
What?
He learned from the best.
Anyway, so I'm glad to have you back. Definitely, it's been like I said, a little
I
bit
have missed
nice.
this. This is really fun.
Yeah.
Making this podcast is a lot of fun.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, this is what our show has been about. Again, it's
Of course, I didn't think about you at all while I was there, but now that
I
I'm
wouldn't
back,
think about
I
it.
realize
If you did,
yeah,
I
it was
would
really.
like,
It's
that
been
was
really
weird.
fun doing this. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Dear Paul, I really miss you. And the
Every-
podcast.
Every other Tuesday night you were there, you're like, what's missing?
Yeah, what about should I be doing something right now?
Nope.
Oh, yeah, that's right. 6 hours ahead, actually. Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, 5 hours ahead. Which coming back was being back here the first day is awesome because like I could the first day I slept in, I woke up, went back to sleep, woke up, went back to sleep. Felt like I was getting up at noon. I looked at the clock and it's 7 a.m. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, it was awesome. This is a guitar player's dream. Anybody who's known me my whole life knows that I just don't wake up very well at all. And so to be able to sleep in and then get up late and it's 7 a.m. Eastern, oh, baby.
Yeah, because you go back 5
Then you're ready to go to sleep at 4
Yeah,
p.m.
You pay a price because you can,
early bird,
7
early bird
p.m., I'm like,
special.
blinking tired. But yeah, pretty
Good.
wild.
So you're getting over the jet lag?
I
and-
didn't experience jet lag in either direction.
Okay.
It was great.
Yeah, I guess if you work your timing and schedule and try to stay somewhat.
I will say that it seems as though the wind is going towards England coming towards the United States because like it took us I think it was like 9 hours to get there, but it took us only about like 7.5 hours to get back,
That's interesting.
and lots of turbulence.
So where'd you fly out of London? Heathrow.
The pilot
to-
just had extra Coke.
Well, could have been, or maybe because it's downhill all the way from England to Florida, down the side of the planet.
Would you go Heathrow to where?
No, we went in and out of Gatwick,
Okay, Gatwick to back where in the U.S.
Orlando,
Oh.
MCO.
Oh, so direct. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
straight through.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's not too many islands in between here and there.
Is that Sanford or the actual international?
So we're gonna change planes like in the Azores,
Yeah,
which
that's
the
right, yeah.
islands are the same length as the freaking plane.
then
you can't
There's an
land.
air base in the middle.
yeah,
you
right.
land at
It's-
in
yeah,
exchange. They got the
you-
Avengers.
Yeah,
frickin'
they're
thing.
floating. I guess Sam is so cool.
Oh,
man.
I'm so glad to have him back here. So, did you Orlando go to somewhere else and then you went, but apparently not? That's
No,
my
if you take a
question.
look at the globe, there's a lot of water in between. So
There
it's
could be
hard to,
there could
to
be
do that.
a runway out there in the middle somewhere.
There could be. Like
would
something
know.
That's erased from.
You would know about it, wouldn't you? All about the runway activity.
I know where all the runways
That's right.
are.
He knows where all the runways are.
Man.
Oh,
now
man,
who's
that was good.
now who's
That was
Rum
good.
Paul?
That was good. Oh, by the way,
My
I
name
came.
isn't Paul. so
I came across
you-
our Rumpal graphics. We have Rumpal graphics that we need to make shirts out of.
That's true.
Oh boy.
We have. It's going to be great.
Oh boy.
Rumpal lives.
Too much. So, well, yeah. So I'm glad to have you back. Yeah, a lot going on.
Are you sure?
Well, we got actually now that you're back, I said, yeah, we've got a lot that we've been, and we're not ready to spill the beans about this, but we got a lot that before you left, we started talking with somebody about the next Riffs and Rhythms Festival. Some big stuff about potentially
Oh yeah, we got.
we could do
yep.
with we could be doing with that and a new
Yes.
location, possibly.
New location, Riffs and Rhythms Festival in conjunction with some fairly large powers of that be.
Cannot confirm or deny. It could be
It
a
could be
1 or
anyone.
2 day event,
Yes,
possibly.
but it's going to be
Awesome.
good. Whatever it is,
Yes.
it's going to be freaking awesome.
Waffle House parking lot.
Yep,
House
Waffle House
parking
parking lot. You're going to
There's
have
going
a
to be a
giant,
fight
The after-
for
one
sure.
after
giant
show.
food vendor there.
Yes.
It's a 1,600 square foot
The after
food
gig.
truck called
Okay.
Waffle House.
Um,
And when you go to the ticket counter, like, well, would you like your seat smothered, covered, or scrambled?
if we haven't been. To,
Or would you rather listen to this music or be smothered and covered?
where the hell is a Waffle House around here?
I don't know.
We have an IHOP here in Jupiter, but that's about.
Yeah, there would not
I
be a
love
Waffle
IHOP.
House in Jupiter.
Yeah.
They would, the residents wouldn't stand for it.
IHOP.
They wouldn't
Yeah.
stand for it.
Yeah, come on, we're too bougie. We're too upscale here.
Yeah, you are too upscale here in Jupiter.
So, yeah, so we had that going on. But yeah, so we have coming up soon our 100th episode coming up there too.
I know we're going to be centurions.
That's right. We have talked about a special show about that one too. Also,
We have talked about a
Yep.
special 100 show.
yeah. So we got a lot kind of ideas we got going on, and now that
All this was a month ago. I had shit going on.
I
man.
know.
I don't know what the
Come
hell's
on,
happening over here.
What do you? Well, come on. You haven't figured all this out. We're sitting 5 hours on a plane, right? You could've got
Yeah, I
all that
spent the
knocked
whole
out.
time dealing with riffs and rhythms possibilities.
Yeah, come on. You've been sitting there trying to binge watch on the plane flying over all year.
I did.
Twilight
3 movies and
episodes.
I was home.
Three movies.
Yeah, 3 movies
Yeah,
and I was home.
there you go. What 3 movies?
Oh, on the way back, I watched that cartoon addition to the Lord of the Rings.
Oh, actually, I'm interested in that. Was that good?
It was good. Yeah, it was good. It was very much like the old ones from the 70s, like the Frazetta style cartoons.
Mm.
It was really good. It was like it was the story of how they named Helm's Deep. Real good story. And then I watched Wonder Woman 1984
Okay.
because, of course, Gal Gadot is in it. And it was not nearly as good as the first movie.
I heard that.
I agree. Yeah.
Not nearly
Yeah.
as good. It was a good movie.
Yeah.
Not as good. I watched Shazam
Mm.
because I wouldn't have otherwise. Strapped in a plane, might as well watch Shazam.
Yep, makes sense.
It was pretty good.
First one and second one.
The first one.
The second one I heard is not good.
It was kind of campy, but it was much more realistic. Like, imagine if you're 12 years old and all of a sudden you have superhero powers, and it's what a 12-year-old would do. Like, the first thing they did was I'm an adult, we can go buy beer. They took one sip and spit it out. This is awful. It tastes like puke. And it was like that. It was like, so kind of campy.
And there's a whole wizard plot line and shit.
Yeah, the wizard plot line is different from.
I kind of forget because I watched that movie, but I fell asleep during the end.
Well, the bad guy loses.
Oh, really? That's different.
And Shazam learns to master his powers, and then he recruits all his friends, and Shazam's all his friends and they become the new Council of Wizards.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What I didn't get at the end of the second one was the little worm centipede guy, but I think that was a callback from the first one. So,
In
the message was good. The overall message was good because the guy who was the villain was a bad guy because he got his feelings hurt, couldn't get over it, and they fixed him.
Snowflake.
Almond over here is actually a big comics dude.
In the comics, the centipede guy is who was controlling the villain. Essentially, it's actually just the centipede thing that was controlling the main villain. At least in the comics, I don't know how it goes in the movie.
Yeah, because I think the second one had a whole tone. It's like all the Marvel where the end of the movie, they show something about this to try to connect to the next one, and whatever. Cool. Okay. You got a lot of shows to catch up on. Good.
But there was a lot of humor involved, like the Shazam's, like Billy Batson's, main ally in the movie was, the other kid and
They're all foster kids.
Foster house, yeah. So he's like a huge superhero lore guy. Yeah. So they're testing out his powers to see what he can do, and he's doing secret tests, like hide in this box and let's see if he can be invisible. And then he lights the box on fire. He's like, "Oh, fire resistance, 0. Not a power. Like you caught on fire." It was kind of funny that way.
Yeah,
testing out his powers.
Because he had a whole crush on like wanting to hang out, wanting to be part of the Justice League.
Yeah, he wanted to be a part of the Justice League.
Right.
He wanted to meet Superman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool. That wasn't part of the first movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I watched that because I couldn't leave the plane and there wasn't much else to do.
Couldn't escape it.
Yeah. I was like, there's no other way.
Forced to watch
I was like,
movie.
there's no other way I'm going to watch Shazam, but I need to watch it because it's part of the DC universe.
Well, they're actually scrapping all of that for the new Superman movie and everything.
Are they? They're rebooting all?
They're rebooting because
trying to be more like Marvel?
Yeah, and because
James
the
Gunn.
Flash actor, he was doing some crazy
Too gay
stuff.
for them?
Well, he was like, he held someone at gunpoint, I think, at some point.
Yeah, he was like on the run.
He
at
was,
one point?
he was going crazy.
Really?
Yeah, he has. You could probably do a whole story just about him.
Oh, is that Ezra or
Ezra Miller?
Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
So he got caught because he wasn't fast enough? How ironic.
He wasn't fast enough.
He couldn't outrun.
He couldn't outrun the people that were... Anyway.
So they're just restarting all
So
over.
future him didn't come back soon enough and said, don't hold them up by gunpoint. I know you can do it. No, we can do this together.
His goals are beyond our
And
understanding.
it didn't come.
Yeah. Darn it.
He didn't come back in time to warn himself.
Ezra
Or
Miller's
maybe
goals,
he did and he didn't listen.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Ezra Miller's goals were beyond our understanding. It's okay.
He outran old flesh from the future.
But he was
didn't
also
get
in
the advice.
all of those.
That's
He's
why.
like, I don't care
Harry
about you,
Potter
old man.
movies.
Yeah.
Huh?
He was in the pre-Harry Potter movies too.
There's pre-Harry Potter movies?
The Fantastic Beasts
Oh,
and
that-
where to
He
find
was in
them.
those. Yeah.
Oh,
he
that's
was
a
in those
pre-Harry Potter?
Yeah,
Prequel.
I've never seen
I
them,
didn't
but
watch
there's
that
3 of
or
them.
Harry Potter.
too. Right.
I think I've seen the first one, the Fantastic Beasts and other unrelated stuff.
Yeah, he was in
What's it
that.
called?
Yeah,
That's the
same guy.
subtitle of the movie.
The Flash was in that, right? Yeah.
Oh.
But, so you had all that time to watch three movies, and
I think there was
you were
another one. There might have been another one that I watched.
and you were able to squeeze in the Mile High Club at the same time.
You watched Final Destination.
No.
I can
Okay,
neither
no-
confirm nor deny.
Yeah, the two people in this room got really quiet.
I
The
would
joke-
be,
The
would
joke
be
is that the
violating
whole
multiple international laws
Yeah.
and a confidentiality
Hey, when you're in
agreement.
international waters, it's all fair game, right?
No, well, there's there's piracy laws and there's other stuff,
Yeah, well, you went to Penzance, right?
and with all that banging, it draws a crowd, and we didn't do
It
that.
draws a crowd.
No comment.
Those bathrooms are tiny on airplanes. There's dents all in the wall. I don't know how they got there.
They got bidets on them.
So thank you for
Airplane
watching the
toilets.
Kevin McLaughlin Facebook subscriber page. If you want more for the extra subscriber page to find out what happened on the plane,
Yeah, I watched movies.
Kevin's Flight Movie Club.
yeah, it's Flight Club.
This Flight Club.
Flight Club.
Where he reviews movies on planes.
So did we talk about the part where I performed for a hippie commune?
No,
No.
no.
Tell us
All
about
right.
that.
So I performed for a hippie commune. And I'm getting nasally here. Excuse me. Oh, it's because my glass is empty. I'm sorry. Yeah, one of the coolest shows is there's this guy. He's a wheelwright. Name is Mark. He's a wheelwright, which is like exactly what you think. He fixes the wheels on covered wagons. Apparently, there's a demand for that in England because this guy's got quite the estate. And what he did was he bought an old horse farm, and he converted all the horse barns into his house and apartments for his family, a work barn, and a concert venue. So this
That's
guy,
awesome.
yeah. So it was a house party, but this guy, it was like a small indoor auditorium, and the people who attended were like other members of the village. And like Tracy was even asking, she's like, wow, it's really loud in here. Don't you get complaints? And they're like, we're all here. Everyone who lives
who's gonna
here
complain?
is in the room. So we're glad he's having it. That was cool. It was
That's awesome.
super cool.
Now, where was this though?
This is where they're hosting the raves.
That was the Devon show.
Oh, Devon.
Hey, that's my show.
Yeah, and apparently Devon is a county in the south
is.
of England, and it was in an unnamed village on an unnamed road. Did we talk about unnamed road yet? The GPS was taking us down these teeny little country roads, and literally on the map it said, probably half the time it said unnamed road. That's how far out in the country we were.
No name whatsoever. So, but yeah, it's still something to navigate to, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it got us there.
Interesting.
Well, these guys are passing around the cough machine again.
Oh boy. Here we go. Oh, good catch.
Bring a little air in from the side
Yeah.
while you're doing that. You won't
Yeah.
cough so bad.
Nah, I don't need air. I just need smoke.
Yeah, don't take
Oh,
don't take the
my.
whole hit.
Watch, he's going to hack it up like a Jamaican.
Like last week.
like when he almost broke the
Yeah,
refrigerator.
there
he
you
was
go. He's
coughing
not
so
coming
hard
up for
last
air.
time.
Look, it's not coming up for
Oh,
air.
no, the light is still green, so he'll probably live.
That's how that works. If the light's green, I live.
Yeah.
If the
like a
light
breath-
turns red, I die on
it's like a
impact.
breath-
He was hitting that thing and the green light came on,
Yeah.
which means he's gonna live.
Breathalyzer. So
See, no coughing. The green light
no, he
means
did
no
he
coughing.
did better this time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we have
Good,
our
but
own,
now we've got a
we have
super
our-
cool
yeah, we have
fog
our
in the
own
room.
Yeah, our own smoke machine.
We got an almond pistachio model fog machine.
That's what they hired me for.
Right on.
Come
That's
to
why you're
be the
making
fog machine.
making
Oh
the big
boy.
money.
Oh boy.
The cool glasses and the fog machine action.
So yeah, so definitely yeah.
The cool glasses.
yeah. It's last week you had the heart-shaped glasses.
I have plenty glasses. I
Uh-huh.
have I used to have 5 pairs. I lost one at my grandparents' house. I don't know how it got lost, but I asked
took
my
them.
Grandpa's stealing his cool from him.
Yes.
I asked my grandma about it. She said, "Oh, yeah, I gave them away. I didn't know whose they were." So I was like, "Okay, down a pair." But I have the blue ones, the heart ones. I have stars and just some pink ones.
They're cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cool.
They make you look like a rock star.
I try my best to look like a rock star.
Yeah. Yeah, like we could be walking down the street and then all of a sudden a bunch of girls scream, "Oh, it's Lenny Kravitz!" Ah!
I'll be real. I'll vouch for Ullman right now. Outside of this current moment, he's usually fitted up. He's really fashionable, actually.
Oh.
Sweet.
I try to be as fashionable.
Today's
as
an
possible.
exception, and I think it's because he's
And
still in
last week.
recovery mode from his injuries.
You're
yes,
recovering from
I'm recovering from my
still-
injuries
a
last
heavy-
week.
yeah.
Still,
heavy duty perky episode in your life.
That's right. Yeah. No, yeah. Because remember, he talked about this.
did.
In
He
the
brought it up.
And it's in the in between.
He was trying to change his subject to Percocet the whole time.
That's right. He's like, "You got anybody? Anybody?
I
got
need
any?"
some, my leg.
How's the other leg feel?
So
It's
it's
itchy.
my left ankle that got fucked up and my right knee. So both legs can do the job that the other can't.
So, do you want to get a hammer and hit the left knee?
I'll
Because
pass
you'll forget
on
about
that.
you'll forget about the left ankle.
Have you-
I appreciate that. I'll
you
keep
mess
it
up-
in consideration, but for now I'm passing.
All right.
But if you mess them up the same way, then your limp evens out and you look normal
Yeah.
again.
I'm okay.
All right.
I'm gonna just wait. Cruise this one out.
This
for
is how
now.
you acquire the pimp limp.
Yeah, as long as you don't have
The
limp-
pimp limp.
I did have a cane when I was doing all of this and got
Oh
injured.
my! Did
long
it
as
have
you-
one of those big diamond doorknobs on the top?
No, it wasn't so fancy. I wish.
Oh my goodness!
I couldn't actually support myself on this cane. It was made out of plastic.
From Party City or
It was
something.
from Party City.
Oh, you couldn't support yourself with a cane.
It was when I
to
needed
get a
it the
job.
most.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so let's wrap this sucker up here and get back to our normal lives. And glad we're all back and ready to take on. We got a lot. Like I said, we got a lot of stuff going on this.
Taking on the
second
planet.
half of the year.
Yeah. So I have successfully completed my first UK tour ever.
Yes. Congrats.
And been accepted back into the country by my countrymen and friends. Thank you for letting me back in.
Yeah, especially with all the shit that's going on with all the people coming in this country. Lucky they let you back in.
They did the Peter Griffin skin tone test. Okay, he's wide enough. He's here. He belongs here.
Wow.
No, if that was the case, they would have kept me there.
Yeah, like
Oh, actually,
yeah,
you're right.
we can't let you out of this country.
Yeah.
You're too.
You're not white enough. You have to stay here, or you're too white. You have to stay here. Whatever it is.
That was a bit in Family Guy where he pulls
it really?
He pulls out like a skin tone thing that's like,
Franklin didn't pass.
This was early Family Guy too.
That's funny.
So what do you got coming up? Anything outstanding or notable?
Well, the to-do list at the moment includes taking care of the house, making up for being gone for a month, finishing all the video production on all of the stuff from the UK trip, and then getting back to the business of the second album under construction. So that's what I'm doing. And then, of course, working up the plans to go back to the UK. And the master plan is to basically be touring throughout the whole summer every year and get out of hurricane season and to a place where they're not going to cancel my
Escape the
gigs
heat.
because of rain and hurricanes and tornadoes and shit.
That's smart.
That makes sense. Yeah. All right. Very cool.
And have a lot of fun doing it.
leave us all here to die.
Yeah, pretty much.
But did you die?
But did you die? No, you're not going to die because, like, you've been through them before.
Oh yeah, yeah. So again, I've come check out Cobb's Landing July 11th. You know,
Cobb's Landing, July 11th.
You'll see me actually playing. You know, so
New episodes of Ghost on the Ox.
you got some.
Yep, new episodes of Ghost on the Ox. Rock on. Where can we find Ghost on the Ox? How do we get there?
Actually, I'm glad you gave me this moment. GhostOnTheOx.com is now a thing.
Oh, wow.
That is a website that exists. You
Congratulations.
can follow the new episodes of the podcast there. And you can also sign up virtually for the open mic that I host on Mondays at Dirty South in Stewart.
Is that the dirty Louisiana South chicken meal?
Dirty, hot, dirty Yeah.
Hot, dirty Louisiana South.
If enough people come out, the open mics are going to be hot, dirty.
So Dirty South is located in the little downtown Stewart area
Yes.
there, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right by Confusion Corner.
So I want to be clear, like it's Ghost on the AUX. It's not
Yes.
like some dead person is riding a sterilized bull.
Correct.
It is the fact that it's an aux, like an aux send on the console.
Sure.
Ghost on the
AUX.
AUX.
Yeah.
There you go. That's how you
GhostOnTheOx.com.
say it.
Check it out.
Hey, well, he sold enough weed to be able to buy his own domain. Good for you.
Evidence right there.
Yeah, that's right.
Damn.
Yeah, so thanks.
Just incriminated.
The
man.
almond pistachio joining us here. Actually,
Also a member of Ghost on the Ox.
okay, yeah.
Rock on.
Yeah.
I'm just here. I do my thing. I also host on the open mics. I make music. I do.
So when is this
shorts.
video that you guys shot, this music video, when's it coming out?
Well,
We have another shooting day to do, actually, to get more shots. So
we need a new suit because I had to tear myself out of the last one when I waterboarded myself in it. So it's gonna be a second. It's gonna be a second, but we have the content from the first one we're gonna work with, and you might see that sooner.
Okay. All right. You should
a
drop
little behind the scenes, some
Yeah, drop
BTS.
little snippets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, little things.
Yeah, some
Sneak-
some vertical edits for the
For the
the
shorts,
teasers.
and-
Yeah.
For the TikTok girlies.
For the TikTok
right, man.
girlies out there,
That's right.
you know, the late night doom scrollers, we got you.
I've been posting a lot of these shorts and things like that, drums and rums. And
You've been putting your underwear online?
No, I told you I don't wear any. So, yeah.
Well, where are you getting these shorts
Well,
from?
actually, it's not
It's
a bad
free
idea. I can have,
balling.
if somebody buys it, I'll put my underwear online. You know, if somebody's looking for it.
Yeah. The only
So
thing,
if
the
you're
only
free
people that
balling
would
it while
buy
you're
that
playing
would
the
be
drums,
the EPA to protect the rest of us.
Well,
if
why
you're
would
free
they buy
balling it while you're
though?
playing the drums, does that become part of the set, part of the kit?
That's right. It's a
Yeah,
little
that's a
bit
percussion tool.
yeah, it's a little resonance.
That's how he gets his swing feel.
Yeah, that's right. Get the little jingles on the jangles.
It's
So,
not 4/4, it's 2/2.
Yeah, swung 2-2.
1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Anyway, so
Paul, I'm glad to be
Yes.
back.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure
yes,
to
thank you, man.
be part of to be the riffs half of the riffs
Rhythms,
and I am Kevin and this is
Paul.
thank you so much for being a part of this. This is a great it feels like a homecoming of some sort.
Yeah. Cheers. All right. Good night.